Today on Paranormal Insights, we're going to look at good psychic versus bad psychic and how to tell the difference.
And we have a question from Loren, who is seeking balance and time.
We're also going to look at the Inspiration Campaign. I'm Joseph Ernest Martin.
I'm Linda Potter.
And this is Paranormal Insights, where we bring you the latest and best from the metaphysical world.
Where you'll find real tools and insights to your questions and answers from beyond the ordinary.
Linda is a professional hypnotist with a specialty in past life regression and guided meditation, and the author of a wonderful new book, The Miracle of Self-Healing.
An award-winning psychic for over 20 years, Joseph Ernest Martin is author of the international bestseller, The Quest to Row, and recipient of the Visionary Award of Excellence.
I really love this topic, I have to tell you. Being that I travel to like 44 cities a year, I see so many fantastic, amazing workers, and then a very few that have not come to that level yet. I've met and worked with literally hundreds of psychic workers. Some of them are the best in the fields at what they do, and unfortunately, some of them are less than honest in the way they do business. So, what is a psychic? A psychic is simply a person who uses enhanced sensory means to determine influences and information not gained by traditional methods. Whatever the methods used, it is the ability to gain access to the ethereal information that sets real psychics apart from the traditional methods of information gathering. Dishonest psychic workers often use a series of techniques to ensnare someone into their web. The first and most common of these techniques is appeal to fear. Bad psychics will try to tap into your real or imagined fears to get you to perform specific behaviors. They will tell you that if you don't do this or that, then something very bad will happen to you or someone that you love. Also, they will act with extreme urgency, and they will want you to act now before it's too late. They will tell you that you have a curse, an evil spirit, or a block that they must remove. Another is appeal to desire. Bad psychics will attempt to make you believe that you can control the decisions or outcomes for people you know. They will tell you that you can make someone love you, or that you can influence someone to make a decision in your favor. People in love often fall prey to this technique. They will also claim that only they can help you, that they claim that they have the only spell or power or ability to save you from some terrible outcome. They may also claim that their special secret group can get you what you want. They will claim to have a special message for you that only they possess. Of course, all of these tricks will lead to the idea of you having to come up with some large sum of money. This money will be spent on magic rocks or to pay for their special church in order to save you. Many times, they will claim that the money does not even go to them, but instead is only for the people involved that they will be bringing in to help you. They will employ flawed logic to try to trick your senses. They will rapidly ask you a series of questions that prompt you to answer yes until they get you to say yes to what they are wanting you to do. They will try to appear more important or exotic than they actually really are, or part of a larger institution that has some great power. So then, how can you pick out a good psychic? Well, honest psychic workers will tell you what they can do and what they cannot do. No psychic worker is the Walmart of psychic ability. No one worker can do everything. Honest psychic workers will tell you what they specialize in. Honest psychic workers will tell you that they do not know everything. They admit right up front that their guides or spirits do not give them all knowledge. They will remind you that just because you ask someone a question or your guides a question, that does not mean that you will get an answer. Honest psychic workers have no hidden fees for their work. Their charge schedule is published and upfront. Their fees are in alignment with other professional workers in the field. Honest psychic workers openly share their references and history. They are findable, and more importantly, they are verifiable when you search for information about them. Honest psychic workers will remind you that you are self-determined, not predetermined. The future is always in motion, and the best thing in a reading that can happen is that you'll get the energetic direction of where things are going now at the time of the reading. And possibly the most important characteristic of an honest psychic worker is this: they are just as happy to be absolutely right as absolutely wrong. And as strange as that sounds, it is absolutely true. If the psychic's own ego is attached to being right, then they can't deliver the real message because their ego will stop them from saying anything that could be perceived as possibly wrong. If the psychic does not have an attachment to the message coming from the other side, then they can deliver that message as purely as they can. You want to look for these qualities in an honest psychic worker.
I think when it comes to the world of psychic anything, it's like any other profession. There are people that are very good at what they do, very conscientious and really care, and there are some people that aren't so hot.
You know, knowing the tools on how to tell the difference between those two groups, I think would save people a lot of stress and especially a lot of money.
For centuries, presidents like Richard Nixon and royalty such as the 16th century French Queen Catherine de' Medici have used psychics to help them or their spouses while in office with decision-making and personal enlightenment. President Ronald Reagan's wife, Nancy, quietly consulted the advice of psychic Jeane Dixon after the assassination attempt on her husband in 1981. Mrs. Reagan wanted to keep her husband safe and believed through the guidance of Jeane Dixon's readings that she would do just that. Hillary Clinton also privately entertained the services of psychic Jean Houston in the White House, and that was in 1994. These high-profile people knew the value of a psychic reading and used it to their advantage. But how do you pick a good psychic versus a bad psychic? What is the criteria that should be considered? Choosing a psychic isn't any different than hiring any other professional. When you hire a mechanic to work on your car, you ask friends and acquaintances who they'd recommend. You ask how good their mechanic's track record is and if they charge a reasonable price for the caliber of work they perform. When we talk good psychic versus bad psychic, there's a checklist to consider. A good psychic will deliver information that's rock solid, tangible, and pertinent to help you deal with current issues. They'll have ethics, a moral code of discretion that'll keep the details of your session between the two of you. A psychic you want to steer away from is one that reads and tells. I've watched very established psychics reveal what I consider privileged information about movie stars and actors that they've read for. Very personal information that should never have been disclosed outside of the private session. To avoid this kind of psychic, inquire about their reputation. Charging a large fee for their services does not necessarily mean a psychic is ethical or a good reader. Inquire before you lay out your hard-earned cash. Remember, it's a business. Treat your decision of choosing a psychic with that mindset. Psychics have a unique gift to help others with their insight. A good psychic recognizes that it's just that, a gift. Their ego's in check, and they don't act like they're special because of their psychic ability. Interview the prospective psychic. If they're not absolute headliners, give them a call. And if you can get them on the phone, even for 5 minutes, it'll give you a feel for them. You'll get a sense of being at ease with them or not. Ask them how their sessions work and what your real expectations of a reading with them should be. A good psychic is going to welcome your inquiry. Beware of any psychic that leeches onto you, creating fear to get you to come back or sell you other things so you'll have peace of mind, safety, or abundance. A good psychic will not emotionally hijack you. They'll encourage you to record your reading with them if they don't already do it for you. They'll be sensitive to your emotional state and delivering their insights to you. And always remember, no matter what your research shows in picking a good psychic versus a bad psychic, always, always, always trust yourself. It would, and there are a lot of people who really would like to know, how do you find a good psychic?
Here are a few suggestions to help ensure that you get a great, real experience with an honest psychic worker. The first is ask to record your sessions. When you do this, it ensures that you have a record of your session. Honest workers love this. Dishonest workers hate this. Another is take a friend with you. Honest psychic workers love you to bring more people. Dishonest workers don't want to witness. Ask if the fee is for the time or for the session. It really varies, and some psychics like John Edwards actually charge for the session, not the time. Get their full name, address, telephone number, and contact information. Again, honest psychic workers love to give you all that because they want you to find them. Dishonest workers will try to hide that information or simply go by one name. And possibly the most important thing you can do to have a great psychic experience is trust your heart, trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right to you, then don't do it. Then hold off, because you are the one who are having the experience. You're in control. Honest psychic workers want to help you, and they'll provide you with all these things quickly, easily, and abundantly. Look for these things as tools for you to find an honest psychic worker. You know, Linda, I have to tell you, I loved what you had to say about this. You know, we come at things from different kind of angles, different kind of views, and I'm always hyper excited about two things. One, promoting other great psychic workers for their success and their work in the field, and getting rid of the ones that aren't so good.
I've noticed you're pretty good about that. If you find yourself at a big show where you have a plethora of psychics to choose from, I have a little bit of a recipe that I use to choose somebody in the best way that you possibly can. The first thing I would do is I would walk by the psychic that's doing the readings and get a sense of what you feel about their energy. Usually there's an immediate warm and fuzzy or not, and trust that. That's your first impression. The second thing you want to do is when they're reading a client, look at their eyes and see if they're really connecting with that person on a really good level. You'll know that right away. The third thing I would do is find that person that just had the reading and talk to them and ask them, what did they think of the reading? Easy recipe. You can do it. I think that what I love about the psychic world, it's just like any other business. People are really good at what they do, and they're worth your money and they're worth your while. But I think that it's important to find the right tools so that you can connect with the right person.
Well, I want to say that I want the people that have been watching the show today to use the tools we've given them, because I got to tell you, they are excellent in finding, securing, and working with great other psychic workers.
Yes, and it's like anything, it's a recipe, if you will, for locating a really good psychic, because who wants to reinvent the wheel? Frankly, we'd rather walk into a session, if you're going to have one, and at least get off on the right foot, that you feel confident somewhere inside you that you're making a good choice.
So if you're looking for a psychic person, then use the tools you've seen in this show. If you have more questions, of course, you can contact us, because honestly, we want to help you get a great, amazing, and real psychic experience.
And they're out there. And now we're going to go to Robert and Veronica with something very unique called Inspiration Campaign. I'm here today with Veronica and Robert, and they're doing something that I've never seen before at an expo. And I'd like Robert to tell you just a little bit about what he's doing.
Hi, we are a group called Inspiration Campaign, and we are bringing positive messages to the media to inspire as many people who get to see them.
And what really captured my attention was they have a picture back here of a billboard. And tell us about what you're doing with billboards.
Well, we have our first billboard up right now, and so it went up about a week or so ago, and it's all publicly, individually funded and voted for.
What's the purpose of it?
To inspire people, to bring more positivity and love to the world.
So what are you putting on the billboards?
Well, we have positive messages that people can vote on. So we have 4 ways that people can help to do this. The first is to cast a vote for a message that they would like to see as a billboard or in the media. The second is to contribute $1 or more to help us buy the ad space. When we raise enough money to buy the ad space, we tally up the votes and we display the message that got the most votes.
So, for example, if I'm driving down the street and I see your billboard, it's going to be like the one I saw, a big blank space, and it says humankind. And what is the rest of it underneath there?
Be both.
Be both. So
and it won by a landslide.
So you're just trying to get these positive messages so that if I'm driving by, I see this and it does something for me emotionally.
Yeah, and the other component is we want it's participation by the public. So it's a way to use our media to communicate positive messages with each other. So it's not us, it's you, it's everyone who casts a vote, gives us $1 or more. The more people that vote, the more people that give us $1 or more, the more messages we can display to inspire people in the communities and give a seed of hope and change.
I love it. I've never seen anything like it before. I love the message of Veronica and Robert and what they're doing. And you might want to check it out. So go onto their website. If you feel like making a donation, you'll do that. But look at what they're doing. It's the most positive thing that anybody can do right now. And it's been a pleasure meeting you and having you on the show.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Christmas Miller, the founder of Illuminations and Intuitive Consult. Christmas was on the divination panel with me just not too long ago, and we had a great time. She is one of the most amazing psychic workers I know. Christmas, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. I help people help themselves. The work that I do entails reading the energy of individuals and helping them find the path that is suitable for them based on the way and direction they want to go in their lives. So I more or less am the spiritual coach and teacher and person that helps encourage them and point out those little deficient areas that they need to work on. I love doing that.
Now, when you're doing these work with people, how is it that you get the information that's going to help them? Where does that come from?
I'm considered clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairsentient. So I read the energy of individuals, and so that information comes through those vehicles. And most people understand clairvoyance as the ability to see and hear, clairaudience, and sentient, I'm able to sense and feel various things.
So when you're feeling these things for your clients and working with them, how does that feel? What actually happens for you?
For example, if it's a health-related issue, I'm always advising them to see the professionals. But for me, I may pick up discomfort in my abdomen, or I may start having feelings in my throat. Wherever I'm feeling the sensation of discomfort, that's my way of knowing where the issue is for the individual.
So people are going to be interested in what this is and how this can help them. What do you see as like the best benefit for this kind of work?
Well, I think the best benefit is when you're helping people understand themselves and you change their way of thinking, you change a person's life. So I feel like once they realize that they can actually be the best that they can be, I can help them encourage themselves to finding that path.
And you are the gal to do it, I got to tell you.
Thank
now, how can people find you easily?
Well, I have a website. It's christmasmiller.com, and they can call me at any time on 404-966-8557.
Well, fantastic. Also look for this link at the end of the show and post it on our website, because I have to tell you, if you're able to get a session with Christmas Miller, it'll change your life forever.
Now we're going to go to Loren, who wants to know how she can find more balance in her life between work, her personal life, and where's the free time?
Hi Linda, hi Joseph. My question for you is, how can I get more balance in my life in regards to balancing school, personal life, work, and still having time for myself?
Loren, that is a great question. And balance in one's life, especially between all the different things we're doing, is so important. I've already asked my guides to come in. I've shuffled the cards, and let's see what your guides want to tell you about this issue of balance in your life. The first thing I want to tell you is that you are a lot more magical and in a lot more control than you realize. You know that when you come up as the magician in a reading, it means you have a lot of power, a lot of control. You can really make things happen. Now, crossing you is also Mother of Cups. And so this is going to tell you that you're very emotional, you're very caring. And so one of the reasons why you run out of time is because of the time you spend helping and caring for other people. You are seen, you are smart, you are successful. But honestly, you kind of put those things aside a bit, especially when other things come up in your life. I have to tell you that your emotions actually are controlling more of what you do right now than your intellect. So if you want to get more time and balance in your life, you're going to have to use intellect in a way to plan the time you need in each one of those areas. You're very powerful, you're very passionate, again, the magician, but you don't manifest the power you actually have. What happens for you is that you know you can get things done, but then you just get sidetracked, you just don't do it. So you've got to have a little bit more focus. I want to tell you also, relationships are going to be very important for you, so enlist the people around you to help in creating this balance in your life, especially in a way that frees you up to get done what really needs to happen. Again, your emotions are very flowing, very full, very big, but using your emotions as simple indicators of what you're thinking will help you to get more on track so that you don't end up wasting time in areas like worry or fret or in other people's dramas. I want to tell you too, Loren, I feel this is so within your ability to do, completely within your reach to make happen, and there's nothing stopping you, honestly, except maybe just you. So consider making a few changes, be passionate about those changes, and you're going to find you end up with extra time you don't even know what to do with.
Because the world is spinning faster than ever, and there never seems to be enough time to do everything that's on your plate, more than ever, it's important to reassess how you spend your days. When you look around at others, you can easily see that it's not just you scrambling for some me time, but everyone else as well. It's a universal issue right now. That's why it's crucial to pare down on activities that aren't so important to you, activities that take time out of your very busy schedule. And it takes conscious effort to make that happen. My suggestion is to start by taking a few minutes to sit down and write, in no particular order, all the activities that make up your day. Make sure you include not only work and school, but areas of your personal life that you spend time with. Then, list them in order of priorities, considering the long-term and short-term positive outcome of each priority. If you can see, for example, that school is a temporary situation with a very positive long-term outcome, then the extra time it takes, even though it's challenging, is worth the time crunch that it brings. And keep in mind, it's temporary. There's light at the end of that tunnel when you graduate. As far as time for yourself goes, well, that's just as important as the job or school. You need that time to unplug from your focused work and academic life by taking time for yourself. That's what feeds us and keeps our energy up and positive. The me time is the rejuvenator. So after you assess your priorities, making sure there are no more activities you can cut down on, how do you find balance with everything that's still on your plate each day? This is my surefire method. Number one, make it a point each day upon waking up to think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Do it before ever getting out of bed. This simple exercise puts you in a very positive mindset. Number 2, connect with your guidance from the other side, your spirit guide or helper guides, or go straight to source. Ask that they pave a smooth and easy day for you, giving you ample time to accomplish all that you need to do with ease, including time for yourself. When you start your day like this, you're beginning your day with a higher vibration, and that serves as an insulator from negative energies. It'll make it easier for you to rebound from any negative person or situation that you come across during the entire course of your day. In following this method, you'll find that even on the most challenging days, you'll be able to not only find the balance that you seek, but that all-important time for yourself as well.
Loren, I really hope you find the balance you're seeking in your life. And since you're very magical, when you do, please let us know how to do it, because our lives are so incredibly busy, we could use the help too.
I know Loren's going to do a really good job with this, and I know Loren a little bit, and I think that she is all those things about the emotion and such a good heart. And I think just finding time to put everything in the place it needs to be is all we really need to do. It sounds easier than it is, but she can do it.
We know you can do it. We want to answer your questions and discuss your topics. If you have a question for us, we would love to answer it personally. If you have a topic, we would love to research it. We're easy to find. You can find me at my website, questtarot.com, or Joseph at questtarot.com.
You can find me at my website at sightforhealing.com or email me at linda@sightforhealing.com. You can watch this program on Comcast Channel 17 in Northern California and on sacramento.org, the second and fourth Thursdays of the month at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And don't forget to watch our companion show, Paranormal Connection, with host Donna Wilberg, the first and third Thursdays of the month at the same time.
We're easy to find on Vimeo, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search for Paranormal Insights, Joseph Ernest Martin, or Linda Potter. And please watch our new weekly series, The Magic Minute, where we bring easy-to-use everyday magic to improve your life, every Wednesday on Vimeo and YouTube, where it only takes a moment to make magic.
We want to hear from you, so we can bring you our paranormal insights and answers from beyond the ordinary.